June, late summer heat, Harlem just past midnight. 3 patrol cars. 2 plainclothes detectives. 1 hallway with peeling paint and the sound of jazz bleeding through the walls. They had 41 arrest sheets with the same name at the top, Bumpy Johnson. And according to some accounts, the man walked out again before sunrise. What happened next made even the city's most seasoned prosecutors stop returning calls. Harlem in the 1930s wasn't chaos. It was a machine. Numbers runners on every block, protection money collected like rent, and politicians who pretended they didn't see it as long as the envelopes kept moving. Reportedly, Bumpy Johnson wasn't just muscle in that system. He was logistics. Money flowed through him in neat stacks, thousands a week, and every dollar had a destination. But here's the twist. The system only worked if one man stayed standing. And every arrest threatened to jam the gears. This wasn't personal. It was profit. The plan, according to people close to it, was simple. Arrest him enough times, squeeze him long enough, and eventually he'd crack.
A signature.
A name. A conversation that lasted 1 minute too long. 40 arrests turned into 41. Vice. Narcotics. Assault. Weapons. Different charges. Same hallway. Same desk. Same board sergeant. But what they didn't know was Bumpy treated arrests like chess moves. Never rush. Never react. Never speak more than necessary. One object followed him every time. A plain manila envelope, folded once, no writing on it. Always tucked under his arm. Always handed back when he walked free. That's when everything started to bother the people watching. One night, reportedly, they changed the script. No quick release. No friendly desk sergeant. They booked him late and moved him to a holding room with flickering lights and a busted clock. Footsteps echoed. A chair scraped. Someone shut the door harder than necessary. According to one version, a detective leaned in and tapped the envelope. "You gonna keep carrying that like it's magic?" Bumpy didn't answer. He just placed the envelope on the table between them. That's when the room changed. Inside wasn't cash. It wasn't names. It was paperwork. Court dates, case numbers, dismissal orders, copies stacked neat, each one stamped and signed. 40 of them, laid out like cards. Legend says Bumpy finally spoke. Just one line. "Count them slow." The detective did. And that's when he understood. Every arrest had already been accounted for. Every charge timed. Every case paired with an alibi, a technicality, or a witness who'd suddenly remember being somewhere else. But here's the humiliation, the real one. The envelope didn't stop with the police. Reportedly, copies of those same documents were already delivered uptown and downtown. To judges, to lawyers, to people who decided careers. The message wasn't violent. It was surgical. "Arrest me if you want." One version claims Bumpy said quietly, "Just don't miss." Aftershock, 7:45 to 9:45. Word traveled faster than sirens. Bartenders whispered it over glasses. Cab drivers repeated it at red lights. Bookies laughed and said, "They tried again." An emergency meeting reportedly happened within days. Not loud. No shouting. Just men realizing the math didn't work anymore. 41 arrests. 0 leverage. Underworld logic kicked in. Why spend resources on a man who turned pressure into protection? Why make him famous for surviving you? And that envelope, it became a symbol. One night, reportedly, they changed the script. Years later, a retired clerk told a different version. He claimed the envelope was empty that night. Said the paperwork had already done its job weeks earlier. Some swear that's the truth. Others say it's Harlem mythology. But everyone agrees on one thing. After that night, the arrests slowed. The questions stopped. Bumpy Johnson wasn't untouchable because he was violent. He was untouchable because he understood the board. Respect isn't given. It's documented. And the next story, the one they never wanted told, is how that same envelope ended a war before it started.